Hey guys, Matthew here at Liquid Porcelain Technology, bathtubrenew.com, and post from my last video. I got so many comments and questions about how much should I thin my resin, how much should I thin my prime, how much should I thin my top coat, and how do I figure out those reductions. All right, so let's say you've got, we'll go with the epoxy prime, okay? I know some people are using coupling agent, top coat only, but if you're using prime, and we all use prime from time to time, if you use prime and you don't thin it enough, your prime is going to end up like this. It's going to be all Humpty Dumpty. Then you're going to put your top coat on and it's going to go like this, and it's not going to look very nice. So we need to thin a primer out, and I'll go with some popular primes, and they are 1:1. Although there are some other popular primes that are an epoxy prime that are 4:1. If you have some weird prime, make a comment below. I'll actually figure it out for you exactly how much you should thin it and how much thinning agent you put in it and the ratio reduction. So let's go with quick and easy math. We're going to do 8 ounces of resin epoxy prime, and then we're going to put 8 ounces of catalyst epoxy prime in it. So we've got 8 ounces, which is equaling 16 ounces in total. Now, this is the big question over here, is how much thinner are we going to put in this? Okay. You need to kind of do trial and error. What I have found in most situations, if I add 6 to 8 ounces of reduction agent, it will make it nice and beautiful and smooth, and it'll spray super nice. And if I put 2 to 3 coats of this on, I have enough color coverage. It makes a difference. I have incredible adhesion, and it's super smooth. If you got something really rough that you're trying to fill, maybe go 4 ounces. That will still have enough thinning capability. It will still lay smooth. You might have to turn your air pressure up a little bit, play with your gun settings, but you should be able to still get it smooth with that. This equation here, I use very frequently, but I'm always 6 to 8 ounces. Okay, that's 1:1 with 6 to 8 ounces. And if you want to do it a little thicker, use 4 ounces. Let's do our 4:1. So we're doing 4 ounces. We're going to do 8 ounces of primer resin, and we're going to put 2 ounces in. So all you do is, if you're putting 8 ounces, this is just times 2 to this guy. These do times 2 to that guy. So if you wanted to put more in, right? So let's do 3 and then 3. So this would be 12 ounces, and then we'd be putting 3 ounces. Guys, it's not that difficult. Just whatever you times the front number, you times the second number. So let's say you wanted like 10 ounces, right? Okay, how do we figure this one out? Well, this is just times 2.5. Then you did 2.5 on that one. There you go. Whatever you times this, the front one, that's what you times your back one by, right? So how much would I thin this one out? I would kind of I don't really incorporate, when I'm trying to figure out how much I thin it by, you kind of got to play with it a little bit. There's going to be all different types of manufacturer recommendations. It might not really work out for you. So I kind of play with it a little bit, but I usually start off with half of what this number is. So if I was going to do this, I'd use this. Half of it, this number is, I do this, okay? So I put 8 ounces, 1 ounce, and then 4 ounces. I might even go as high as maybe 8 ounces on the back end here. You know, that might be kind of thin, but this is what I would do. I'd start off with 4 on this one. That's primer. Now let's move to top coat. Top coat resin. I'm going to use, let's use some of the 3 most common. We got 1:1. This might be more challenging for people to figure out. Then we got 2:1. and 4 to 1. We're going to apply the exact same theory in here as this one. So if we're mixing 8 ounces of resin on this one, we know we need to put 4 ounces of catalyst in it. How much am I going to thin it by? I'm probably going to go from 4 ounces to 8 ounces. I think this might be on the very high side. I might use something like this on possibly maybe my last coat on like a large job. But this is probably what I would typically start out with. And if I might go up to 6 ounces on this guy. If we're going to do 4 to 1, so let's do 12 ounces of resin. Obviously, we're going to use 3 ounces of cat. And then I might, on a top coat on something like this, I might go from 6 to 8 ounces, okay? And then, you know, if, like I said, if it's a bigger job, my last coat, you know, maybe I might go to 12 ounces. I do this in 3 parts. I take my first number and I cut it in half. So I times by 0.5. Then I might go up to 1, okay? So I do 4 ounces if it's 8, then I might go to 6 ounces and 8, and then maybe 8 ounces. That would be, you know, the equivalent of the entire coating. This is how I figure out. Now, you might go 4. You got to play with it a little bit and figure out how you spray. You might do 4 ounces. It might be way too thin. I don't think so. But then, you know, maybe put 3 ounces in. 3 ounces is fine. If you do this and you'd say it's too thick, and you go to 6 and oh, it's too thin, then go try 5. Try 5 ounces. Tailor, there's no rules here. You tailor how it works for you. If you're putting it on and it's coming out of your gun like gravel guard, it's too thick. Now let's go, we'll do the one to one now. The 1 to 1 I get asked the most on. So we got 1 to 1. Now, this is a big question for a lot of people. 1 to 1, and a lot of times they don't tell you how much you can thin it. How much should you thin it? So let's say you have 10 ounces of resin. Then you put 10 ounces of catalyst. I'm going to go with 6 to 8 ounces of reduction agent on this one. On a bigger job, the last coat, I might go to 10 ounces. We'll see how it's going. That would be my very last coat. That'd be like a 5th coat I'm putting on a tub and a large tile job all the way around. I would do something like that. I can't think of another question that I want to talk about. Shoot, you guys think of it for me? Put it down in the comment section below. Ask me anything else you want. I'll make another video about this. But this is how I reduce my primers and top coats. Hope it helps. Take care, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.